Peace. What's up, guys? I'm just doing another video about current events and see what's going on in the world. I'm right now. I'm focused mainly on this news about Tulsi Gabbard. Now, we all know that Tulsi Gabbard she ran for president back in 2020, and she was like one of the only few reasonable Democrats who are running. It was her, and there was this other guy named Andrew Yang, I believe his name was, an Asian guy who's running for president. And they were like mainly like the two Democrat candidates who made. But I mean, they were level headed. They weren't into this whole paranoia about hating Trump and what's the word he called it? Trump hysteria. What's the word for it? Trump derangement syndrome, what they used to call it. And yeah, she's getting. I mean, it's good that she's made the announcement. But I agree with Tim Pool when he said in his video, he's pretty much said that she should have said this. You know, she should have made this announcement back in 2020 before Biden became president, and it's kind of too late, you know, because it's 2022. But I'm thinking she's making this announcement now because, you know, yeah, I think like the midterms coming up in November, which is next month. And let me just play this video.
I can no longer remain in today's Democratic Party that's under the complete control of an elitist cabal of warmongers who are driven by cowardly wokeness, who divide us by racializing every issue and stoking anti-white racism, who actively work to undermine our God-given freedoms that are enshrined in our Constitution, who are hostile to people of faith and spirituality, who demonize the police but protect criminals at the expense of law-abiding Americans, who believe in open borders, who weaponize the national security state to go after their political opponents, and above all, who are dragging us ever closer to nuclear war. Now, I believe in a government that's of the people, by the people, and for the people. Unfortunately, today's Democratic Party does not. Instead, it stands for a government that is of, by, and for the powerful elite. Now, I'm calling on my fellow common sense, independent-minded Democrats to join me in leaving the Democratic Party. If you can no longer stomach the direction that the so-called woke Democratic Party ideologues are taking our country, then I invite you to join me.
The woke. Who ever known that the word woke would be so big that even politicians will use that word? You know what I'm saying? Because that word woke was like used in an underground. It's kind of like an underground word. It was like a street word. You know, dealing with people who were like conscious, whatever. And it's funny how that word, like, you know, at first it was like a slang word, and now it's like used by everybody, politicians, the news, business people. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, and that's just it's interesting how the Democrats are exposing themselves, right? And right before this, a couple of days ago, we know the story of these Hispanic politicians, Latino politicians in LA leaked audio of them referring to black people as monkeys and other like disparaging remarks. Well, actually, what it was, this lady, Nori Martinez, and I guess she was like the president of the LA City Council, and she was a Democrat. And behind closed doors, she was talking to other Latinos who were part of part of the local LA government or whatever, right? And they're like making like calling one guy's black son a little monkey in Spanish, and she made some other remarks about black people. And the reason why this is interesting is because a lot of people brought this up. I saw Brandon Tatum's commentary on it. I saw Anthony Brian Logan's commentary on it, and I saw the amazing Lucas commentary on it. And you know what I'm saying? And pretty much what they're saying is that, which I've been saying for like a long time, but a lot of people, a lot of black conservatives have been saying, is that Hispanics, have nothing against Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? I never had a bad experience with Hispanic, Latino. They've always been cool with me. Never had a bad experience. But you gotta realize that groups of people look out for themselves. you know, and it's known. I mean, every group has, every group has a prejudice. Like a natural prejudice. Every group on the planet has that, right? So every group, like especially when they come to America, like Asians, they stick to themselves. People of Latino descent, Latino heritage, Hispanic heritage, whatever you want to call it, they have a group mindset where they stick to themselves. Same thing with East Indians who come to America, Haitians, Africans, whoever, right? So that's just that's their right, so they look out for themselves. And this whole notion, even Brad Tatum brought this up in this video. This whole notion of a black or brown unification, like black or brown unity under the Democrat banner, that's only pushed by black people. You don't really, from my experience, I've never seen like Hispanics in mass reach out to black people and try to unify with black people. I've never seen that. Maybe there has been situations where that's happened, but overall, I have not seen that. I've never seen like Hispanics, knock on black people's door, or just go up black people on the street, talking about, hey, we got to unify and build a community, whatever. I've never seen that. Hispanics, Latinos, they're concerned about their own interests. Same way with other groups of people. You know what I'm saying? You don't really see them promoting like the black or brown unity. You know what I'm saying? In this whole situation with this this lady, wonder if I can click the link. Let me see. Because LA Times, because usually when you go on the LA Times, they have these pop-ups and stuff like that. Of course, they want him to resign. And everything. And let me see if I found like another article. Well, actually, let me see. Yeah, all these damn pop-ups. Let me see. No, Nora Martinez. It was her and some other Hispanic politicians who got in trouble for their for what they said. And actually, I might try to find the video. So I can just play it for you, because the video pretty much went straight to the point. If I can find it. There it is. Yeah, this is like a California. This is like a news clip from LA.
We're following breaking news in LA, where Nuri Martinez has just resigned her post as LA City Council President. Welcome to CBS 2 News at 11 and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. I'm Serene Branson. Martinez's announcement comes on the heels of a bombshell recording of racist remarks that's sending shockwaves through the community this morning. The racially charged comments were recorded and then leaked online. We have team coverage. Tina Patel has the latest reaction and protest. But we begin with Cara Finstrom, who's live for us at City Hall. Cara, major developments this morning.
Serena, as you mentioned, she is resigning from the presidency, but she is not giving up her seat on LA City Council entirely. It appears she still plans to be a part of that. This, though, likely just the start of the fallout. That leaked recording involves 3 different council members and some troubling exchanges.
So you'll start seeing them line up.
That's part of the shocking audio recording of Council President Nuri Martinez reportedly having a conversation with Council members Kevin De Leon and Gil Cedillo, along with LA Labor Federation President Ron Herrera. Knock LA posted the just leaked audio. It's unknown who recorded the conversation filled with crude language we had to bleep and racially charged slurs and statements.
The white guy with the little black kid.
Some of the most sensitive comments are about Councilman Mike Bonin's 2-year-old son. Martinez suggests the child was acting inappropriately during the Kingdom Day parade and then calls him a little monkey in Spanish.
I was like, this kid needs a beat down. Like, let me take him around the corner and then I'll bring him back. There's nothing you can do to control him.
Councilman Bonin immediately expressed anger and disgust, saying Martinez attacked his son with horrific racist slurs and calling for her removal from office. Martinez has apologized, saying in a moment of intense frustration and anger, I let the situation get the best of me, and I hold myself accountable. For that, I am sorry. The LA Times also reports De Leon referred to Bonin as a 4th black member of the city council. And De Leon, who's also now facing calls for his resignation, released a statement saying comments made in the context of the meeting were wholly inappropriate, that he regrets appearing to condone and even contribute to certain insensitive comments made about a colleague and his family. Also recorded, Council member Gil Cedillo.
Yeah, I don't play the whole video, but it just goes to show you that within the Democrat Party, and one thing that really gets on my nerve is this whole idea that the Democrats symbolize racial justice, racial unity, upliftment of black people and stuff like that. And that propaganda that the Democrats put out, a lot of sincere people, especially a lot of sincere black people who do want to see justice, drink that Democrat Kool-Aid, thinking that if they team up with the Democrats, that's the right thing to do. Like the Democrats have the moral high ground over the right and other political groups, which is a false narrative, you know. And I've been seeing this for years. And it kind of gets on my nerve. I'm just like, you people still haven't figured that out yet? After all this time, you haven't figured out that Hillary, Clinton, Joe Biden, and everybody else, you know, they're just politicians looking out for their own self-interest. Hey, I just want to talk about this new Scooby-Doo film that's about to come out. Now, we all know that they always, when they do remakes, they're always going to like do crazy stuff like gender swap, or they're going to have like make a character that was once white, turn that character black. They're going to add some rainbow alphabet element into the cartoon or whatever. And, you know, a lot of times, to be perfectly honest with you, a lot of times I'm kind of like indifferent to it because I know it's a fictional character, especially if it's a cartoon. So I don't really too much get up in arms about it because it's a character, right? You know, fictional cartoon character or whatever. And a lot of times I don't care, but sometimes now it's gone to a point where it's kind of like ridiculous. You know, if you got to have a children's cartoon, why are you going to add alphabet elements into it? You know, it doesn't make any. I mean, it's very inappropriate. But what I'm tripping is they're making Shaggy, the character Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, black. You know, I'm like, come on, guys. Out of all the characters in Scooby-Doo, why are, you know, Shaggy, he's the one who was like always scared. He was the one who was always running from the monster. You know, he's the one that was smoking weed, having the munchies. they're gonna still have Freddie white, but they're gonna turn the beta cuck of the team, the wimp of the team, a black somebody a black character. I'm like, come on, man, this is crazy. And what's so weird about it is like this new Scooby Doo is actually coming out. Um, it's gonna be on HBO Max, and and it's not really gonna be focused on Scooby Doo because guess what? They're not gonna have Scooby Doo in the cartoon, believe it or not, which is weird. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more focused on the character Velma. Velma is like the lead character in the cartoon, and and she's coming out as a lesbian. It's crazy. A lot of time, a lot of stuff they just gotta leave alone. When I was a kid, I watched the old Scooby Doo. I think the old Scooby Doo came out was it late '60s, early '70s when the original Scooby Doo came out. And when I was a little kid in the '80s, I remember watching that. but but I remember, even though I watched the old Scooby Doo, I remember a pup named Scooby Doo. They used to come on Saturday morning in the '80s. Now I really, really, really like that cartoon. A pup named Scooby Doo. You know what I'm saying. But every so often they'll come out with Scooby Doo remake. That thing that made some like live action Scooby Doo's. Like throughout the years. I forgot what year they came out, but they made it like a live action Scooby Doo. And every so often they'll come out with like an updated Scooby Doo movie, but they never change the characters, race, or anything like that. you know, excuse me, but actually, this cartoon is of course Velma's the lead character is coming as lesbian, and yeah, it's crazy how they just like pushing it on children, like constantly pushing this agenda, and it's come to a point that it's almost like it's too forced. It's to a point it's getting ridiculous. But I just want to share this news share this news right quick before I log out because it's getting late. Gotta be up early. But if you want to comment below. Like and subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to I was about to say call. I am. I'm not gonna put my number anywhere on YouTube, but you just email me. My email address is down below. And peace.